Hello, Hall. Welcome back to the channel. We are back with another new world video, and today we're going to be talking about Azoth Water, super important crafting ingredient used in endgame, Alkahest, arcana, potions, and things like that. Super important. You're going to want to farm a lot of this stuff if you are working on your arcana. Now, unfortunately, there isn't very many low-level zones where you can find this stuff. There's a sprinkling of it in Morningdale, and everywhere else, it's pretty difficult to get. So you really want to be high level if you're going to attempt this run, between 50 and 60, because we are going to be heading on over to Reekwater, which is sort of the Azoth capital of all of Eternum here. And our journey will start in Reekwater. We're going to be heading out this east gate right here. And this journey is a long one. This is a long route. It's going to take a long time to learn this route and master it. So I really recommend it. This is your first time going through it. Have me up on another monitor, and I will accompany you on your journey. Our first node will be right here, and then we're going to continue on the main path and grab a second node right here, and we will go on into the isle area. Now, you're going to want to skip all these nodes within the isles because there is a ton of enemies here, and it's just super difficult to sort of get those nodes. So don't worry about that. We're going to just head down here, hang a left. We're going to cross a bridge right here. Now, this is one area I wanted to call out to you. There are 4 magical creatures that hang out here. If you're obviously working on your arcana, super important. And then we're going to begin the bulk of our route here, which is sort of a Z pattern right here. And then we're going to do 2 straight lines, and that'll be the first part of our route. So let's go do that together as we jump on over to the gameplay. And as always, guys, if you like and enjoy my content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. All right, here we go. This is the first node. Now, I've had a couple false starts to recording this video, so I've already actually collected that node a couple of times because I've been having issues with my delivery here. So here we go. We're going to head down this route right here, as I mentioned. Head on into the Isles. Now, just adjacent to this route, you're going to see a node sort of way over there. You can get that if you want. I usually save it for the end. But our first real node here before we get into the Isles is right here on the right. And you're going to see me toggling in and out of my map quite a bit. And the reason why I'm doing that is because there are visual touch points on the map that I want to sort of be paying attention to. And I will do my best to call those out as I'm sort of progressing here. So as I mentioned, we're going to head on into the Isles here. We're going to hang a hard left, right over here. And we're going to approach a bridge here. Now, this bridge, as soon as we cross over, you're going to see 4 magical creatures here. Now, usually this is a good indicator if someone else is on the same route, is if those creatures are here or not. So as we cross over here, here's another guy. It's J-Dog. Looks like J-Dog's doing some farming. No turtle here. And no turtle over here. And looks like we have 1 magical creature here. So maybe he did this route, maybe not. Here's a turtle. And I'm just going to check my mini-map here. Looks like I've got 2 more magical creatures showing up on the radar. Probably 1. All right, we are going to continue on here with the first part of our journey. And our first little route is going to start us right here. I'm just going to head toward this mark on the map. Now, I look at these like little edges of the terrain where the color is different. And I'm sort of zoomed out here. Now, the reason why I'm zoomed out is, looks like this one has been farmed. The reason why I'm zoomed out is, this sort of stuff is difficult to see in this terrain. So I'm sort of looking for blue highlights within the map. So I sort of look at the different touch points and then mark them on my map accordingly. Here's another one. This one looks unfarmed. And the next one, I believe, is going to be right here. It's sort of a Z pattern here. And we're just going to continue on here. Stay zoomed out here. I can see it out in that distance there, that blue. Now, you'll notice here, when you're doing this side of the map, it is a bit easier to see them on this side of the map as opposed to the other side of the islands. We're going to go ahead and grab that one. And our next one will take us back in here. That'll conclude our Z pattern that we sort of talked about in the initial mapping. And then after this Z pattern, we're going to do 2 straight lines. Here's another one. And our straight lines will start right about there. You may want to just mark your map as you're going along with me. Again, you're going to be scanning, looking for that blue highlighted areas. And I see some blue over there. Super zoomed out here. Looks like someone collected this. But what we're going to do is this straight line that's going to touch the tips of these colored areas here. That straight line is just going to be straight down, making sure we're looking at those colored areas. Now, I see the Azoth out in the distance there. Again, a bit easier to see on this side. But no enemy entanglements. This is a popular route simply because the amount of magical creatures you can get here along with the Azoth spring water. And as I said that, we just got bothered by this boar here. So I will Void Gauntlet him down. And we will continue on. Next one is right out there. So that is the third of this straight line. And then we're going to cut back inland here. And our second straight line will start sort of over here. So let me go back over here. And there it is. That's the next part of our route. We're going to have to deal with this boar, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like someone got this. It could have been our friend Jay here. Now, our next one will be a straight line in this direction right here. Again, touching the tips of these sort of colored areas on the map. So, super important that you become familiar with toggling your run, your auto run button. Because the auto run button, very important for being able to move in and out of your map quickly. Go ahead and grab these shell beds while we're here. And we're going to come around this tree and we should see a couple of more. There's one right there. And one on the other side of this little docking area. Okay. And this will conclude sort of the first part of this run right here. Again, kind of tilt your camera down so you can see the different springs. It's a good best practice to get into because as we get on the other side of the island, the nodes are a lot more difficult to spot. Okay. After that minor delay. Now, let's head on back over to our map here and draw out the next part of our journey here. So you'll see this island right here. This is going to be the first part where we cross over. We're going to move back over into this area sort of right here. And this is the area we're going to cross over. Now, this one is a little bit scary because you will be underwater for a little bit of time. But just trust me, if you do your line right, you should be just fine. We're going to be on this island, skirt the edge of this island, come across this bridge, and we're going to come on and hit all these nodes through here along this shoreline right here. This second part of our journey, sort of right here. A ton of magical creatures there as well. And continue on our run here. Now, I'm back over here. I'm going to mark on my map where I want to cross. Now, I'm looking at the island here. You're going to want to cross right about in there. So just sort of parallel with the island here. And when we get out there, I will show you sort of the best spot to cross over. I am moving back over to our crossover point. And this is really the key of this run. There's 3 points we're going to cross over to the islands. Well, 4 if you count that original one. But I sort of don't count that original one because there is a bridge there. These ones are a little bit more dicey. And this boar is going to come bother us, unfortunately, so we may have to deal with him. Now, see that island out in the distance there? That island over there? That's going to be our visual point. So he's backing off. Good for him. That's going to be our visual point. So I kind of like to look and line my head up with the edge of that island out there and go straight on. Now, this one, you're going to have to trust me, guys. We're going to go underwater for a significant amount of time here. And it'll get a little close. But as you see, I'm sort of coming out on the other side. 9, 7, 6. All the way down. As I mentioned, we're okay. Now we're in the island area. We're going to skirt this edge. And we can cross over again right here. And that will take us easily to this magical creature area, which is just fantastic. So this part of the run is super easy. All you got to do is just work yourself along the shoreline here. Make sure you have your camera tilted up, and you will see these Azoth spring nodes sort of hiding in the water here. And let me go ahead and top myself off here, heal up in case we run into any issues here. Now I'm going to run under the waterfalls and look down, and you can see more springs sort of in the water as the waterfall comes down. More magical creatures. Spinefish here. Grab him. I see a node on the other side right here. Another one. If we're doing this together, guys, I just want to say thanks for watching my content. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and sort of recommitted myself to making New World YouTube videos. Really enjoying New World quite a bit. If you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have a better route. I'm going to go ahead and grab this magical creature, another spinefish right here. And we're going to keep the camera zoomed out here. And here's another node right here. You really don't need to get sort of in the weeds back there. I don't really think there's anything else back there. Let me know if I did miss anything, but I don't think there is. And we're just going to keep this camera tilted down, sort of scanning the ground here. And what do we have here? I'm going to take a peek back here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Another Azoth spring right here. This part of the run is my favorite just because there's no enemies and you get all these magical creatures. And it's just super efficient. So another spinefish right here. There'll be a node under the water here, and this will conclude the easy to spot nodes, guys. The nodes will get a little bit more difficult to spot when we get on to the other side of the aisles here. So I'm going to start scanning down, and look at this. You can see how bright the other ones are, and look at this one. This one's very difficult to see. So as I mentioned, we're going to cross back over here, and this will be the second sort of area that you have to trust me on that we're going to cross over together. So let's go back over to our map here. So let's move back over. So we're going to go grab these two nodes right here. And then I'm just looking at touch points here. There's a little ship touch point right here that we're going to go to. And then we're going to look at sort of an area where the dark meets the light purple. That'll be another area. And then it's all sort of visual touch points as you work on through your map. And then we're going to go down and we'll cross over for a third time right here. So that was 2, that was 1. We'll cross over for a third time here, grab this node here, and then we'll finish our run. So let's jump back over and continue on here, guys. So as I mentioned, you're going to want to stay on this wooden plank, wooden bridge as long as you can. Line yourself up and move across. This one's not as scary as the other one. While you are really deep here, you will come out pretty quick on the other side. And if you line yourself up, immediately move your camera down, and you will see the nodes. Again, not super visible here. So just keep that in mind as you're moving. Should see another one pretty quick here, right here. Now, our next one, as I mentioned, this is where you're just going to start seeing the touch points. I sort of look at this little ship thing and mark it right there. That's sort of where the next one is. You're going to want to be on the outside of this as you move through. And here's that bridge. Now we may have to deal with that guy. Nope. It's right here. Can we grab it? Yep. Right there. And we're going to move on up. And just hit that area here, trying to avoid... Oh, we're super deep here. I'm just trying to avoid enemies because I don't want to slow down the video. It's already going to be a long video, especially if you guys are going along with me. So I'm trying to avoid as many confrontations as possible. And there's our next Azoth spring. And our next touch point is going to be this area right here. I always use this sort of little debris here and the edge of it as sort of our next spot. Just following my cursor, scanning, looking off in the distance there, looking for any signs of that light blue gold that we're going to need here. And we're 50 meters out, it says, splitting the gap between these enemies. And here's our next spring right here. And we should have one just right in front of us as well. Now our next one is super easy here. We're just going to continue on where the light green meets the dark green. And that is our visual cue. So again, use your auto run. I use my auto run and toggle in between my mouse here. And it's just super easy to sort of line yourself up. And the next one will be right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it. And you'll get the hang of this, guys. I promise you. You'll get the hang of this. This is a scary run. I sort of wanted to make this video, and I'm like, there's no easy way to make this video. Here's our next spring right here. You really kind of have to do your work, and you got to kind of explore these different areas. And then we're going to move in right through here. It's sort of a diagonal line across. You guys didn't know, I stream this game on Twitch 5 nights a week. And I absolutely love it. We have a great time. We have a fun group of people. And I encourage you to come on over and check me out. It's just Twitch TV/ers, URZZZ. And we have 2 more nodes right in here. So continuing on, keep that camera tilted down, zoomed out. And here's our first one right here. And our next one should be maybe around this backside. Yep. Also, if you're looking for a server to play, or a group of people to play with, we are recruiting. Next node is right here on this visual edge. If you're looking for a server and people to play with, I would encourage you to reach out. My Discord is below. Just let the moderators know you're looking to join the hall. And we would be glad to have you. We are recruiting PvE and PvP players right now, with a small lean toward PvP. So, yeah, come on, check me out, and I'd love to meet you and have you be part of our community. We're planning on covering New World in the long term, so should be quite an adventure together. The next node, when this is our last few nodes here, is right in front of this beached boat here. Ah, there it is. It is a tricky node to find, so let's go ahead and mark this. It's just north of the boat right here. So there we go. We found that one. We're going to cross over to the Isles, grab a quick node, which is super easy to see right here. And then we'll grab our final 2 nodes and we will be out of here, and we'll look at our Azoth count. I did start with 17 Azoth, as I had a couple of false starts to this video. And the last few nodes, guys, are super easy to find. You essentially just run up the coastline and you will see them. So I'm just going to sort of stay along the coastline here, tilt that camera down. And scanning for that blue. Lots of blue lighting here. This game is absolutely gorgeous. It is just beautiful here. There's our first one right there, staying along the coastline. And the next one will be sort of right in here, I believe. And it's on the backside of these trees. So there you go, guys. That is the run. I know this is a longer video. We're at 21 minutes. But that's the run in its entirety. And there you go. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. 185 Azoth Water. Very, very good. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did make it to the end, please leave a comment. Apologize for the long video. But do appreciate you all so very much. And we will see you in the next video. Hooty hoo.